Hi, my name is Nurul Ala binti Azmi, and today we are going to present on the 4 counters that we have chosen. So, there are 4 different counters from Bursa Malaysia that we have chosen, which are Axiata Group Berhad, Capital A, LYC Healthcare Berhad, and Global Facilities Management Sudirman Berhad. The next slide is indicators. First indicator that we have chosen is Bollinger Band. As per the Bollinger Band's indicator, a potential buy signal could be identified when the price touches or dips below the lower Bollinger Band. So now let's look at the second indicator, which is the Moving Average Convergence Divergence. Investors commonly use MACD in technical analysis to identify potential trend reversals, signal buying and selling points, and access price momentum strength. The MACD consists of 2 lines, which are the MACD line, which is in blue color, and also the signal line, which is in red color, the ROC, rate of change. ROC indicator is a momentum oscillator that investors often use to identify the strength and direction of price momentum, the RSI. RSI is a relative strength index, which is a momentum oscillator that measures the speed and change of price movements. It oscillates between 0 and 10, 100, with readings above 70 typically considered overbought and readings below 30 considered oversold. And we move on to the last one, which is the stochastic oscillator, which is a momentum indicator that compares a security's closing price to its price range over a specific period of time, typically 14 periods. The indicator consists of 2 lines, which are the percentage K line. It is the fast stochastic line, which reflects the raw calculation of the indicator, and percentage D line, which is the slow stochastic line, which is a 3-period moving average of the percentage K line. Both lines oscillates between 0 and 100. The first counter that we have chosen is Axiata Group Berhad, which is known as Axiata. It is a Malaysian multinational telecommunications conglomerate that has been making waves across Asia. Today, it boasts a commanding presence in 10 countries across Southeast Asia, and there are various brands in Axiata, which is Celcom, XL, Dialog, Robai, Smart. Now let's move on to Axiata Group Berhad's Bollinger Band. So as we can see from the chart above, using the Bollinger Band on the 10th January 2024, it shows the price at $2.52. So this upward movement shows the investor that they can hold to sell the stock. According to New Straits Times on January 8, 2024, Axiata Group Berhad fintech arm Boost, together with its consortium partner RHB Banking Group, has received approval from Bank Negara Malaysia and the Finance Ministry to commence operations as a digital bank, with an effect from January 15, 2024. Based on this news, we chose to hold because the price line dipped lower than the upper Bollinger Band. Hence, this indicated that investors need to hold to sell their stock. So let's move on to the next one, which is Moving Average Convergence Divergence, MACD. So this is the second indicator that we use. As you can see from here, based on the chart above, by using MACD indicator on 10th January 2024, we can see its uptrend movement and the MACD line, which is the blue line, rise above the overbought line, which is 0.037. This shows that both of the lines rise above the overbought line. It is also predictable that both lines might cross with each other in a few days, and that will be a strong signal for investors to sell their stock. It is recommended for investors to sell their stock on 10th of January 2024. So the next indicator is ROC, which is rate of change. As you can see from here, by using the ROC on the 10th January 2024, we can see that ROC line, which is the green line value, is at 3.3%. Since it does not break through on overbought lines, and ROC line is above the equilibrium line, which is 0, it is recommended to hold to sell their stocks. The next one is Relative Strength Index, which is the RSI. So, based on this chart above, we can see that there is a downward trend on 10th of January 2024 by using the RSI indicator. It is shown that the overbought line is at 70%. On January 10th, 2024, the line is declining at 60.5% and is heading towards the middle line. Since the RSI line is below the overbought line, it is recommended to hold the stock. The next one is Stochastic Indicator. On 10th of January 2024, the K line is 72% and the D line is at 74.9%. Based on this line, it is recommended to hold to sell the stock. According to news of Business Times, on December 1st, 2023, Axiata picks Amazon Web to accelerate digital transformation for collaboration between companies. With AWS, Axiata is accelerating its digital transformation across its operating companies, so it is recommended to hold to sell the stock. Now let's move on to the final suggestion on Signal. Overall, based on the analysis recommendations that have been made based on the 5 indicators that we use, based on the majority, the final suggestion is to hold to sell the stock since most of the positions are near the sell signal. Final recommendation of investment: if an investor who plans to buy that stock. Based on the above situation, the best recommendation for investor who plans to buy the stock is to not buy the stock. This is because, based on the analysis, this will be at a disadvantage as the signals are majority at sell signal. And let's move on to the next one, which is an investor who already holds the stock and plans to sell it. Based on the above situations, the best recommendation for investors who already hold to sell and plan to sell it is that the investors should sell it. If investors sell their stock, they can gain profit since the signals are sell signals.
Capital A operates beyond being a simple company. It aspires to be a transformative force in Southeast Asia. Founded in 2001 with a legacy as AirAsia, it has evolved into a leading digital travel and lifestyle services group. Capital A prioritizes serving those traditionally undeserved, fostering communities and empowering life, ultimately aiming to unite the Asian region. Their digital transformation in 2020 spurred diversification, transforming them into an investment holding company through brands like AirAsia, AirAsia Super App, Teleport, BigPay, and more. Capital A reflects its commitments to fostering connectivity and shaping a unified future for Asian, rich in culture, diversity, and talent. A buy signal was observed on 10 January 2024 when the stock price was at 79 cents and dips below the Bollinger Band, which is an oversold condition. Investors should act on this signal and buy the stock. MACD. Observing the chart, the overbought line is set at 0.029, while the oversold line is at negative 0.029. Prior to January 10th, the MACD exhibited sideways movement, hovering in close proximity to the equilibrium line. Subsequently, a downward trend emerged. Hence, we would advise the investor to hold. Rate of change, ROC. Examining the data on 10 January 2024, the ROC line, green, exhibit a value of negative 5.4%. Notably, the ROC line reached the oversold threshold. Hence, we would advise the investor to buy. Relative Strength Index, RSI. Analyzing the chart data, the oversold line is set at 30% and the overbought line at 70%. On January 10, 2024, the RSI is observed to exhibit a sideways movement trajectory. Subsequently, a downward trend emerged. Hence, we would advise the investor to hold. Lastly, stochastic indicator. On top of that, the overbought line is 80% and the oversold line is 20%. We will be focusing on percentage K line. On 10 January 2024, the percentage K line is at 0% and the percentage D line is at 25.5%. For smooth percentage D line, the value is 37.2%. Hence, it is recommended for investors to buy the stock. The final suggestion on signal for capital A, the indicators decision buy. The final recommendation of investment to an investor who plans to buy the stock. Investors should buy the stock. Capital A exhibits strong buy signals from multiple technical indicators bolstered by positive Asia developments. Although some indicators advocate caution, the overall picture favors near-term growth, making Capital A a compelling investment opportunity with acknowledged inherent risks. And for the investors who already hold his stock and plan to sell it, we would recommend for the investors to hold the stock. Capital A dip in MACD warrants caution, but strong technicals and Asian news suggest holding. Selling now risks missing upside potential. A strategic hold seems prudent given favorable technicals and fundamentals.
Hi, my name is Anisha binti Muhammad Suwarna. Okay, first, establishment and expertise. Global Facility Management Sdn Berhad, formed in 2000, operate as the operation arm of GFM Service Berhad and prominent facility management service provider in Malaysia, boasting nearly 2 decades of global expertise. Number 2, commitment to quality. GFM provide priorities high service quality by adhering to international quality management standard. Their commitment is reflected in their managerial and consultancy rules for diverse work environment worldwide. Number 3, ethical business practice, guiding by values such as dignity, fairness, and respect. Number 4, brand access and reliability. At the core of GFM business, it is brand access, comprising 3 better innovation, reliable, and strategic partnering. They ensure reliability by constantly aligning action by promise. Bollinger Band. For instance, looking at the chart, a buy signal occurred around 4 July 2023 when the stock price dipped approximately 0.165 and touched the lower Bollinger Band. The indicator and oversold market condition. A sell signal have observed around 10 July 2024 when the stock price picked up about 0.295 and touched the upper Bollinger Band, which is a overbought condition. Investors should act on this signal and sell the stock. MACD. Observing the chart, the MACD indicator on 10 January 2024, there is the uptrend movement, and the MACD line blues rise above the overbought line at 0.0101, with the signal line at 0.0104. Both lines surpass the overbought line, predicting a potential crossover in coming days. This signal is a strong indicator for investors to sell their stock. Therefore, it is recommended for investors to sell the stock on 10 January 2024. Rate of change. In the provide analysis, dominating on the data on 10 January 2024, the ROC line green exhibit a value of 3.5%. Notably, the ROC line does break the overbought or oversold threshold and remains above the equilibrium line marked at 0. The indicator a whole relative strength index. Analyzing the chart data on January 10, 2024, the RSI is observed to be an upward trajectory. The oversold line is set at 30% and the overbought line at 70%. Notably, on January 1, 2024, the RSI value surged to 70.7%. suppressing the overbought threshold. This signal an overbought condition, suggesting it might to be prudent for investing to consider sales their stock position at this juncture. Last indicator is stochastic. By using stochastic indicator, we can see that there are three lines which are stochastic is %K, black line, %D, red line, and smoother %D, blue line. The top of that, the overbought line is 80% and the oversold line is 20%. We will be focused on %K line. On the 10 January 2024, the %K line is at 100% and the %D line is at 72.4%. For smooth %D line, the value is 64.8%. Based on the line, it shows that it is to sell signal since it is above 80%. Hence, it is recommended for investors to sell the stock. Overall, based on the table above, analysis recommended have been made based on the 5 indicators that we use for Bollinger Band, MACD, RSI, and stochastics. It's recommended to sell the stock, while for ROC, it's recommended to hold the stock. An investor who plan to buy the stock, it's recommended to not buy the stock because based on the analysis, this will be disadvantage to investor because the signal we got is sales, which means the price is higher. If the investor still buying the stock and in the case price fail, they only lose and no profit will gain.
I'm Nabila. The company I have chosen to discuss is LYC Healthcare Berhad. LYC Healthcare Berhad, the group, is an investment holding company. Since 2017, the group has undergone a significant transformation to diversify from computing and electronic service into healthcare business by providing mother and childcare related services such as postnatal and postpartum care and confinement care. In Bollinger Band, chart analysis on 10 January 2024 show that the Bollinger Band indicate upward movement. The price at $0.20. Since it does not break to upper and lower Bollinger Band line, this upward movement show the investor can hold the stock. In MACD, chart analysis on 10 January 2024 show that MACD indicate downtrend movement. The MACD line blue rise below the oversold line, which is negative 0.0025. Meanwhile, the signal line is negative 0.0025. This shows that both of the lines rise below the oversold line. So, it is recommended for investors to buy the stock on 10 January 2024. In rate of change, chart analysis 10 January 2024 show that ROC indicate uptrend movement. The ROC line green rise above the overbought line. Value is at 5.3%. It is in the best interest of investor to sell their stock. In relative strength index, the chart analysis on 10 January 2024 showed that RSI indicate uptrend movement. The line is rising at the value of 46.2% since it does not break through on oversold or oversold lines, and RSI line is below the equilibrium line, which is 0. It is advisable for investors to hold to sell on the stock. Notably, LYC revenue for 2023 has surged to 92.3 million. Based on this positive development, stochastic chart analysis on January 10, 2024 showed that stochastic indicate uptrend movement. The percent K line is at 30% and the percent D line is at 31.4%. Hence, it is recommended for investor to hold to sell the stock. The final suggestion on signal, hold to sell. Final recommendation of investment to an investor who plans to buy that stock. Investor should not buy the stock. Disadvantage to investor because the signal show is hold to sell, and investor who plans to buy that stock, we recommend investor should sell the stock. Advantage to investor when got sell signal because the price is at its highest